Greetings, welcome, and welcome. This is a Releasing Health coming to you live from Troutman, North Carolina. I am so grateful to be with you today. So thank you. I'm suspecting my microphone is not working. Let's try that again. I think my microphone was muted, but thank you for joining me today. This is Releasing Health coming to you live from Iredell County here in North Carolina, the eastern part of the state. We are having a cloudy, little bit rainy morning today, but that is okay because it's always good when my lawn is able to get some water so it can get nourished and continue to look green. But today I just want to thank you again for joining me. I am Dr. Valerie A. Mills. I am a non-medical doctor, background in nursing, and I am passionate about educating and empowering you to improve your health and to optimize your total well-being. I am passionate about teaching you to create habits of health that allow you to heal well from the inside out. Today, we are going to continue our study that we talked about on last week. We started talking about digestion and how digestion impacts your health. So I wanted to continue that today as we are, as I said that I would. So let's get started with that. I am going to share my screen and I'm going to try to see what else is going on over here. Let me mute this one so I won't hear myself talking. But let me share my screen. Let me get that going and we'll just get this on. So for those of you who are joining me now live, welcome. For those of you who will be joining me on the replay, welcome to you as well. Thank you for joining me. And we are continuing our topic about gut health. We talked a few weeks ago about eating to live or living to eat. So what are you eating to live or are you living to eat? And in regards to that, I shared based on feedback to others that from others that you wanted more things about digestion and specifically foods. But before we get to that, of course, I want to give you some background foundation to help you understand why you should choose to eat to live and not just live to eat. So today we are continuing our topic, like I said, why get gut healthy? And we learned last week that our gut is actually the body's second brain, or it can be considered the body's second brain. So we're just going to go a little bit deeper today than we did last week. We're taking things slow and smooth. And for those of you who are unaware, this is my starship. It's my starship, and I call it the stressor starship. The things that happen can take us to different places that we have not even dreamed to go when it comes to stress. But nonetheless, this is not just a stressor, but a stressor to relieve the stress ship. So let's begin our journey today. Kind of rambling on, waiting till my devices are cooperating. Okay, so today our topic is leaky gut. What? Yeah, leaky gut. What? So just as my disclaimer, I want you to all be reminded that this presentation is not intended to diagnose, treat, or prevent any disease. This information is presented to empower you to make informed decisions regarding your health and your well-being. It is not intended by any means or any place to take the position of your qualified healthcare medical practitioner, and it is not intended as medical advice. So I want you to be reminded of that as well, that it is intended as a sharing of knowledge and information from the research and experience of myself and those who have contributed to this. So I encourage you, and I will continue and constantly say, I encourage you to make your own healthcare decisions based upon your research and in partnership with your qualified medical healthcare professional. So in review, we started last week talking about gut health. So why get gut healthy is the question. Why get gut healthy? So we talked about a lot, so I can't even begin to talk about everything that we talked about. But just as a little aside, we talked about how the health of your gut can impact your mood, your memory, your body's ability to absorb vitamins and minerals, how it can impact your actual hormone regulation and balance, how it actually impacts the digestive process, and we're going to review that here momentarily, and also how it is important for the elimination of toxins and immunity. If nothing else, immunity. So you may be on here, you saying, well, Dr. Valerie, I don't have mood or memory issues. I'm absorbing well, my digestion is good, I'm eliminating toxins well, that is perfect. But still, there's always room to support immunity. And I'm here to help you to support your whole well-being, your whole total being. So that's why we're talking about the gut. So a little bit of more of my technical geeky side, I like to call it. I want to just give you an understanding and the foundation more of the gut. So the gut is actually called the alimentary canal. It's the digestive system. And just in case you are unaware, the digestive system, the alimentary canal, the digestive tract, it can be up to 30 feet in adults, 30 feet long. Now, depending on the reference that you're looking at, it may vary, but depending on your height as well, your gastrointestinal tract can be up to 30 feet long or 10 meters. Your small intestines, if you can see my little mouse working here on the screen, maybe not. I didn't set my little cursor on there, but the actual inside of this picture where it says small intestines, that part of your digestive tract is about 22 to 25 feet. Your large intestines is about 5 feet. So if you think about it, you may think the small intestines would be shorter just because of the word small, but that has to do with diameter, not actual length. So, and then your rectum, which is a part of your digestive tract, is 5 to 6 inches, and your anus is 2 to 3 inches. So I wanted you to be aware of that simply because it's going to factor into what I share with you momentarily. So why am I sharing this? Like I said, because your digestive system, it can affect your whole body system. And the three main functions of the digestive system is to digest, absorb, and eliminate. Digest, absorb, and eliminate. Digestion means breaking down food into molecules that your body can use, and so that you can have energy and fuel to live. And absorption is when the molecules that are broken down are able to be absorbed into the blood and carried through the body. Now, remember this part here, this absorption part. It says that it is able to be transported into the blood, absorbed into the blood, and carried through the body. So absorption should go to the blood first before it goes to the body. That's going to make more sense here momentarily. And then the third main function of the digestive system is the removal of waste from the body. The removal of waste from the body. So with that said, let's keep going. I don't want to hold you all morning. So just a recap, the digestive tract. It includes, it starts at your mouth and it ends at your anus. It starts at your mouth and it ends at your anus. So with that said, the reason I wanted you to know that is because when we think of the digestive system, it is perceived that most of the time people are talking about their belly, their abdomen, their gut, that particular part. But the digestive system starts at the mouth. We can go a little deeper, say that it starts with the mind, but we're going to say the mouth, that tube within a tube. The tube that is within these bodies is a tube inside of us, but anything can go wrong anywhere in that tract. And because anything can go wrong anywhere in that tract, then it can impact your whole well-being. So what am I talking about? So we wanted to talk about leaky gut. What? Leaky gut. What? Well, leaky gut is a term that I'm sure many of you have heard before. And if you haven't, just a simple definition of it is that it is when there is a digestive condition in which bacteria and toxins are able to leak through the intestinal wall. Remember, I said absorption, to remember that. Absorption, when your body breaks down food, it breaks it down small enough that it can be or should be absorbed in the blood first before going through the body. So when that does not happen, that is where the condition occurs where you may have bacteria and toxins leaking through the intestinal wall. So when that happens, I just wanted to show a little picture to make it a little bit, we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on this. I could, but it will take longer than the moments that I'm here today. But just to give you an idea of what happens when there is leakiness in the intestinal tract, and particularly the small intestines right now. So you have junctions, and I'll show you another picture momentarily. You have junctions within your intestinal tract that should be closed like my fingers are. They should not have gaps. So whenever you have gaps within your intestinal tract, it predisposes you or makes you prone to experience digestive ills. And that digestion, because digestion is happening in the small intestines, you can have, when there is those gaps, you can have bacteria, toxins, proteins go into the body through the bloodstream before they actually go through the cells to be processed. So leaky gut can result from there being inflammation in your intestines. It can be because of parasites, and you can have parasites. You don't have to go to another country. You can have parasites, and we will talk about parasites on another episode. But you can have parasites, or it can be inflammation caused by medications. And one of the main medications that can lead to gut inflammation is cortisone or steroids. Remember, my history was such that I was diagnosed, given the label of eczema at 8 months of age. They named it at that time because they didn't know what to call it before then, but it was labeled to be eczema dermatitis, which now is deemed to be an autoimmune issue. But one of the main things that was given to my parents to help me get through that was topical steroid creams and those corticosteroids, those cortisone creams. So those things actually promote inflammation in the gut because it damages the wall, especially if you're using it over an extended period of time. I'm not telling you to stop any of your medications or any of your topical creams that you have. I am simply sharing information to empower you to make informed decisions regarding your health. So other things with the leaky gut that can make you experience or express leaky gut, like I said, inflammation of the intestines, parasites, medications such as cortisones, and then even allergies. So what happens is with this leaky gut, when these junctions are loose and have gaps, there's larger particles of food or other proteins can cross that barrier before they're actually processed in the cell to help us to be able to use it as fuel. So that is just a little bit of things, and that's how you can develop allergies. You can have food that's not digested well. Your food cannot be it can be not digested well because of a lack of hydrochloric acid or some type of enzyme, whether that be pancreatic enzymes or bile salts, or you're not chewing well. Did you get that? Remember, I said that digestion, our digestive tract starts with our mouth and ends at our anus. The first, I'll say the second because we'll include the mind, your visual part of your food. Your second part of the digestive system process begins in the mouth. So if you're not chewing well, breaking that food down as small as it can before you swallow it, that can make you prone to experience foods that you're not digesting, and it can impact your intestinal tract, and it can lead to inflammation. So food and allergies, which will lead to allergies. So let me show you this other little chart here. So this is a more simplified view of a leaky gut demonstration. So any type of stress can impact your gastrointestinal tract. That stress can be toxins, food particles, drugs, any pathogens, parasites, bacteria, viruses, and it can affect your organs. And when it affects your organs, leading to those junctions not being tight as it is here on the left side, and they become gapped, then you can actually have food particles or whatever the toxins are go through that barrier and lead to nutrient malabsorption, autoimmunity, food intolerance, blood-brain barrier breaches, and systemic inflammations, which means you have inflammation throughout your system. So that is a different view of the leaky gut. So leaky gut affects the whole body. It affects the whole body. Hence, when we talked about of having expressions of mood disorders, or being up one moment and down one moment, or having skin issues, or even brain fog. And as you see here, it gives you some other examples. You can have expressions of depression, anxiety, attention deficit, hyperactivity disorder. In my case, it was the skin issues, the eczema. You may have an expression of acne, rosacea, psoriasis. With your thyroid, you could express some hypo or hyperthyroids or autoimmune thyroid. You may express some challenges with your colon, such as constipation, diarrhea, or alternation of the both with irritable bowel disorder or irritable bowel syndrome. You could have expressions with fatigue, where your adrenals are either exhausted or fatigued, those glands on top of your kidneys. The leaky gut can be expressed through your joints, such as rheumatoid arthritis or fibromyalgia, or even headaches, migraine headaches, sinuses in your mouth with frequent colds, and frequent food sensitivities. So these are just some of the things that can be expressed through your body from leaky gut. So let's move on here. So what do you do about leaky gut? Well, you build a barrier to help your junctions be tight so that the pathogens will not actually go into your bloodstream and cause more inflammation and lead to other issues. So let's keep moving. So what do? More specifically, you stay tuned, and we're going to go into more details about how to build a barrier so that those tight junctions within your gut remain tight. And if they are not tight, how to help them, how to repair that. So that goes through a process of what I like to call recognizing the issue, removing the issue, and repairing and rebuilding. So stay tuned for more of what you can do and what you can learn about why getting gut healthy is a good thing. Knowing that the gut is your body's second brain, knowing that your immune system, 70 to 80% of your immune system is in your gut, in your alimentary canal, I can't even say it now, your alimentary canal, your digestive tract, and it impacts your whole body if there is any deficiencies or inflammation or expressions there. So that is all I have for you today. I encourage you to stay tuned, and next week we will go deeper in this talk, and I am trusting that you are learning something as we are going through this. Keep the questions coming. Keep letting me know what your interests are, and we will continue to learn more about our health and making our gut strong so that we can be well from the inside out. So thank you for joining me. This is Dr. Valerie A. Mills, Releasing Health, encouraging you to be prosperous, to be successful, and to be in your purpose. Thank you so much, and have a great rest of the day.